Hey, hey, hey! Howdy, neighbor. How's it going, boys and girls? Here I am again. I'm back again in the Crafty Bunch, and it is Wednesday, and we're doing a what the heck are we doing? Oh, it's crafting with chocolate. I've been watching all the crafters all day long and thinking about chocolate, and now I don't even remember what it is. But hello, hey, come on in, and Miss Ray is just finishing up now in the Crafty Bunch. She's doing a little paisley heart, which I actually love the paisleys. I'm watching her, but I'm just going to give it a couple minutes till everybody gets rolled in here and I can see myself in the Crafty Bunch. But yeah, come on in and say hi. And I've got something really kind of fun today that I'm going to be doing. It's kind of whimsical and it's a little bit on the elegant. Well, not elegant, but I'm using metallics. So I'm making metallic hearts and use a little gold and whatnot. And lately, I have just been on this I'm like obsessed with these totems. I'm going to be doing like a little mini totem today, like a tabletop type totem, totem pole. Most people, when they see totem poles, they kind of think about, let me see if I can see myself yet. Like I said, Ray's just finishing up. I'm not sure if I'm going to be there. I am. Okay, cool, cool beans. All right, so yeah, like I said, as you come on, thank you, Miss Angie. You got me over there. Appreciate that. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing today is, if you're just coming on and you're our first timer, a couple things I'd like to have you do for me, if you would. First off, I think I got this weird thing. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. Watch me. I notice when I watch back on my lives, I do this pinky thing. I like do my hands. I don't know what that is, but it's kind of annoying to me. Maybe nobody notices. Anyway, so like I said, hey, how's it going? Come on in if you're a first timer. Say hi. Let me know where you're coming from. I appreciate if you tap around the screen there and see the little buttons in the top corner, and you can follow me. Really appreciate that. I work mainly with polymer clay, and I'm not going to disappoint today because I am doing another fun little clay craft. But what I was saying before is that I'm on this like totem pole like kick. I really love them. I've been studying them. Hey, Mary, how's it going, girl? And I've got another live tomorrow in another group where I'm going to be trying to work and get this lamp done that I started a while back. If anybody saw that, I put a little blip out about the lamp. But today I'm doing a smaller version of a fun little totem type pole. Hi from Alabama. All right, roll tide. That's where I'm originally from. I was born in Boaz. Where are you from, Miss Donna? Appreciate you coming in and joining me. If you're not familiar with the Crafty Bunch, make sure you go over there and join that free group. And I appreciate a follow for me too. That'd be awesome. So yeah, like I said, totem poles generally like they tell stories. I mean, most people associate them probably with Native Americans or even Hawaiian, maybe. They're like, they do the tikis, but totems are really actually very cool. And there's a lot you can do with them. Montevalio. I don't know where that is, Alabama. What part of the region, like north, south, east, west? Like I said, I'm in the central kind of area there. Okay, so like I said, totems. I'm going to go ahead and let everybody sort of start coming in, but as the comments come in, we can talk and chat because I do want to get started because as anybody knows that's ever seen me before, I usually have quite a bit going on, although I got a lot of prep work done on this one to hopefully get it somewhat completed. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I have like kind of close-up work, so I'm going to take my second camera and I'm going to put it down onto my tabletop here. So, by the way, there you go. Hey, how you doing there, darling? Miss Simply Bewitching Crafts. I missed a lot of you guys this morning because that's Wendy, by the way, guys. I missed a lot of you guys this morning because I was working, but trying to catch up. About 20 miles. Oh, Tuscaloosa. Okay. I lived in Tuscaloosa when I was a kid. Actually, my ex, one of my not ex, but my stepdad, ex stepdad, figure that one out. That's a Southern thing. It's an ex stepdad. we we lived in Tuscaloosa because he was going to school there. All right, guys. So a little chit chat. We can still chit chat, but I'm just going to go ahead and change my camera down so that we can get started on the project. So how's everybody doing today? Everybody having a good day? Nice hump day Wednesday. Hopefully it's good for you. Okay, so you can see I got a little mishmash of stuff going on here. it is creating crafting with the color chocolate. So I do have some really nice chocolate. It almost looks like fudge, doesn't it? It actually is polymer clay. This is the Craft Smart brand from Michael's. This is all I have left. I got to make a run and get some tomorrow, get some new clay because I'm working on some other projects. So I'm going to be using the brown clay. And I'll be adding some other colors and elements to what I'm going to be doing. So like I said, what it is going to be doing this little totem idea. This is the start of it, believe it or not. This is my base. Let me move my camera up a little bit here, guys, so you can see. All right, so this is the base of it, okay? And what I did here is I took a wire hanger, which I know you don't find them too much anymore, but I cut the wire hangers because they were already straight. I didn't have to worry about bending any kind of wire, straightening out wire. Yay, clay, you bet, Wendy. Okay, so then I took the wire and I bended it. I took, needle nose because this stuff's pretty heavy duty. And I bent it around like in a semicircle. And then I laid it down. This wasn't actually what I did, but I laid it down in here like a base. I don't remember what I used on this. I can't figure out what it was that I made this. I made this a while ago. Okay, and then I set it down in there. I might have glued it in there. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But then I poured plaster of Paris. You guys familiar with plaster of Paris? Basically, you mix it up. I do have it here just to show you. I just use a little bit of this. You can get it at Walmart pretty much anywhere. Plaster of Paris. It's dry, and you mix it up. Little bit goes a long way. You always mix. You mix the water to the dry. The other way. You put water in there, and then you put a little dry, but it goes along. You don't want to use much water because it just gets soupy really quick. But you make it kind of like, I always call kind of like a pancake batter consistency. And then you pour it in there, you let it set up, and there you go. So I've got a base, and then I've got my vertical amateur or rod or whatever you want to call it. And this is what I'm going to be building on. Okay, so that's for another day. I am going to end up needing to paint that. I've got a few things I need to paint here so we can paint and chat. Hey, Joe, how are you doing? I don't know if I'm familiar with you, Joe. Are you a first timer with me? If you are, like I said, I appreciate you going over and following me and spreading the love and giving me all those emojis and things like that. I'd love that. All right. So like I said, what I'm going to be doing is I've got this heart here. Some of this is already pre-baked. By the way, I'm working with polymer clay for those that are not familiar, and it is a bakeable clay. It's not air dry. It does need to be baked in the oven once you at like 275, once you're done with whatever you want to do, and you can rebake it and add things to it and all that sort of thing. If anybody's interested, I have a clay course, a little mini video clay course that you can purchase for $12. It's in my description. Give you more details on that. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to get a few things painted. I will be trying to get this thing assembled so you can see exactly what it's going to look like. But first thing I need to do, like I said, this is a beige clay, and this is actually going to go with these. It's going to say "Find Your True Heart." Okay, I've already got these done, but I wanted to do a sample, and this was actually with white clay, but honestly, I ran out of white clay. So I'm going to paint this little raw piece of beige clay white first, and then I'll let that be drying because I need to stamp it with the gold. So I'm going to bring this over here because, well, you know what, I don't mind. I'll get this little surface. It ain't any big deal. So I'm using acrylic craft paints to paint the raw clay. Once again, if you're not familiar with it, you can either paint it raw or you can paint it raw means like unbaked when it's still soft. Hey, kids, how you doing, girlie? It's good to see you, Miss Lydia. You enjoyed your bunny today. So yeah, like I said, you can paint this while it's still in its soft form, its raw form. The reason I need to get this painted is because I need it to air dry. You can't use a heat gun when the clay is raw because it will start hardening up on you. I mean, it's not a huge thing, but if you're still working with it, you don't want it hard. So I'm just kind of putting a first coat on there. And I know the color is going to be a little off from here, but it's not going to bother me that much because I think once I get everything else done, you're not going to be able to. The one thing too about this is a whimsical style. This is not like anything particularly like precision or fancy. I kind of like to do more on that side. And I can't paint that back side to that other side drives, but I'm not even worried about that because I can actually go back and paint that if I need to once it's dry, because, or once I bake it. I just need to get the front part done because I need to stamp this with the gold. And I'm hoping that's going to dry enough to where it's not going to pull off too much. We shall see. All right, so I've got that little guy done. Now, I also have a few other things here. This is actually a bead. This is unpainted piece right here. Hey, Kendra, how you doing, darling? It's good to have you here, girlie. All right, so like I said, these are like beads. Believe it or not, this is a lentil bead style. These are some in my video course. I show you how to make these really cool. They look like little flying saucers. But these are some extra beads that I already had, and of course they're chocolate brown, so they work really good. Hey, Miss Jeannie, how you doing? So these are actually really cool. If you can see the detail in there, but they got a lot of just mixed colors in there. With and I did like I just had a lot of leftover clay and some things I was playing with. So I just kind of made them into these little beads. So I'm going to be integrating these little guys on there, but I have one bead here that I still need to paint. Now I actually had to figure out, because what I'm doing is teal, brown, the chocolate brown, and white basically is what I'm sticking with, my colors. Oh, I need to get this one painted too. See, this is another little raw bead that I had made. And this one's actually going to be easy to paint. And I believe that one's got to go teal because all the circle beads are going teal. So how's everybody doing? You guys good? You guys having a good Wednesday? I thought I was going to have some artifacts here about um, hearts. I'm sure everybody's is everybody hearted out? Is everybody like waiting for Valentine's to be over? Or I don't know. I actually love hearts any time of the year. And to tell you the truth, this little project that I'm doing here, I've specifically made it so it could be something that could be year round. I didn't want it to be just like the colors or something that I think you could just have all year round. And the saying is not necessarily Valentine related, but it is a heart. Okay, so that's an easy way to paint a bead, by the way. Put it on a dowel, turn it around. That way you won't have to handle it. Okay, so that's that one, letting that little puppy dog dry. You can just kind of sit it over something so it will not get, here what I'm trying to say is you can sit it like this into like an area, and that way it won't get hit by the bottom of your surface and be nice and pretty when it's dry. Okay, so I got that one, and actually I need to paint this guy up real quick too. This one's nice and flat, so I'm not going to stress over this one too much. So let me see, I'm trying to think. This is actually probably going to go pretty fast because of the fact that I do have most of it. There's only a couple pieces. I'm going to end up repainting it once I get it assembled. I mean, not repainting it. I'll rebake it once I get it assembled. But see, it's kind of cool too, because you couldn't see that detail on that until I painted it. So once you paint the surfaces of these things, the colors and the textures really pop out. So this is like it's like a big old bead or whatever you want to call it, but it's the same process as doing this guy here, the small one here. You just make it a little bit flatter, but it's pretty cool. All right. Yeah, I do. I've always been a heart person. I guess that's because I have a lot of heart. Oh, I'm such a lovable person. So yeah, and I've always been fond. For a while there, I don't know what it was. I tried to tell myself that hearts were cheesy, and I didn't like them because they were so common. And I'm like, man, I'm not into hearts. But the more and more I looked at hearts, and the more and more, I'll put this on the end so I can get these little pieces here. The more and more I realized, you know what? I really do love hearts. I love the shape of them. I love the concept of what it is, because I'm just a lover kind of gal. So, okay, so I'm going to let these two little dudes dry, and then I'm probably going to put a shift paint on top of them because I am doing metallics. I use sugar shakers to put the skewers in. Yeah, actually, that does work really well. I don't have one on hand. And I also sometimes use like a piece of royal foam or styrofoam. You can sit them up like that. But when you bake them, if you're baking them raw, like you've nothing you want to bake them, best way that I found to do it is you can get it 2 pieces of cardboard and like put it over there and let it sit like that. Or if you got a baking sheet long enough, like these dowels will fit right over a baking sheet and they won't get in the way. Or like sit a glass underneath it, something like that. It's just something that it won't be hitting a surface while it's baking. That's the way to do those. That's in my video course, by the way. All right, so that is that. Do I have any other thing teal I need to do? No. Okay. So I thought too, I would go ahead and I don't know. I never really show this. I know it's not really brain surgery. Let me get this teal off my hands. It's not really. Oh, I did. I gotta paint my flower too and my heart. What am I thinking of? I'm not done yet. I was going to show you how I actually take it from the brick to make it into something besides just a brick. Okay. I need to put another coat of white on that one too, because I do want that to have another coat on this little guy here. And you can definitely see in the camera already the difference. I could dirty that up a little bit. I'm not sure. I might. I could actually put a little cream on there to kind of take it down, make it match a little bit if I was concerned about it. All right, so that's coat 2. That should be enough for that one. Now, my flower, I'm actually think I'm going to do that white too. I remember I was going to do the petals white, and I think the inside's going to be kind of like a little daisy. Daisy. And I've got some other flower little guys I think that I'll put on here too. For my flowers, what I do here is I have these little press out guys. I mean, you can hand do them any other way, but this one's kind of cool. It actually looks like little hearts, the flower itself, and I've got one cut out over here already. And I've used this sometimes to actually just cut these little teeny hearts out if I need to make it into a heart, or I can make it into a flower. So either way it goes. All right, so once I get this one painted up, I've got a little bit of gold to touch up onto my heart. I mean, my little accents that I'm putting on the heart. And then I'll show you how I kind of just form the heart out. Like I said, it's not a difficult thing, but I thought maybe somebody might actually like to see how I take it from the actual brick to the shape. All right, so I get that. And I'm not worried about the back on this one either, because I can always go back and paint this. Once it's dry, you guys will understand, but I did want to at least get the front on. Okay, so that's that little guy. Now I need to slap some gold on these other 2 pieces, and then I think I'm good to go. And then I can start working it together. So up next after me is Miss Jimmy Lou with the Messy Craft Corner. You guys probably all know her. If you don't know her, you definitely need to come and hang out with us more and see what she's about. She does amazing, like junk journal paper crafting. She's awesome. She rocks it. All right, so I'm putting a little gold on this because this is going to go on my heart. It's like a little silicone. I've got these little silicone molds. These are like wonderful to have. If you that's how I made the puffy heart, by the way. But what I did is I cut it. I put it. Let me show you. I took some clay and I mashed it in there, pulled it out, and then I did another side. And so then I matched the 2 sides up. I actually created like a dimensional puffy heart. Okay, did that. That's going to be gold as well. I'm not sure about this gold color. I might take this down. A lot of times once I get things finely baked or whatever, I sometimes go back over them and add a little distressing or grunging or whatever the heck you want to call it. So it's going to be like a little gold accent. I've got a little keyhole here too, little teeny keyhole that I think I might put on there. I'm going to go ahead and paint it. I haven't decided if it's going to be too much for the heart, because I might not end up doing that. My hands are getting messy on this one. Usually when I have little pieces like this, I take double stick tape and I tape it to a surface. I like to work off pizza boards because like the cardboard. And then I can just paint them really easy. But this time I'm getting my hands a little bit on the messy side. And the heart's going gold too. All right. And this, like I said, you can't see too much of the detail in this. But once I add a little brown distressor on this, it'll bring it out. This one I probably should have put on my, let's do this. I got this extra little dude here. When you're, like I said, to make holes in your pieces, there's a certain way to do that because the clay, what the heck, saying we're having problems. Am I on live? Can you, I just got some sort of error message on StreamYard. You guys let me know if you get waiting for his video signal. Really? Wow. I just went down. Hello. Am I back? Okay, am I back? Okay, I just got an error message. Nope, broadcast is waiting for signal. It should resume shortly. Well, this ain't me because I know that I have Crafty Bunch. What? Oh, for God's sakes, really? Is there something wrong with my internet connection? Should have checked it beforehand. You guys, am I live yet? Yeah, for God's sakes, really. Okay, am I back? I'm going to go out and come back in, see if I can do that. No, if I do that, I'll have to end the broadcast. Having trouble. This may be issue. Facebook ends. Stream ended and deleted on Facebook. Edit. Edit. Oh, God. Edit and remove. Edit your broadcast. Save changes. All right, you guys. Oh, this sucks. Facebook freaking screwed me up big time. Yeah. I'm trying to get back on. Let's see. It's a Facebook issue, not StreamYard. I got an error message saying Facebook messed up. If I'm not on within a couple minutes, go ahead and jump on. First time this has ever happened. Troubles with edit. Edit. All right, let me